Well folks, welcome back and happy Easter to you all. Hope your kids and grandkids have been rolling their Easter eggs. It's kind of cold and I'm back in my winter gear folks. We've had the summer, that wee spell in April when it was really good weather, and I think we're paying for it now. I hope that's not the case. I hope we're going to have many more sunny days. And as you can see, apart from the roadworks here on the side, that the bluebells are out. But folks, here to talk about a subject which I think it's got a lot of emphasis on a lot of us, and that is anxiety and stress while trying to drive your car. It's something that's bothered me for quite a while, and I don't know why, because some days I'm great at driving, other days I'm anxious and I didn't want to drive, mainly because you are the idiots on the road, as we all know. And so we're going to try and speak about that today folks, and how we can maybe combat it. Now folks, when I was a younger man, I used to go about in a car like a bat out of hell. I saved up and I bought myself I was about 18 at the time, and I had an old Nissan 280ZX, and my god, I was doing about 130 mile an hour sometimes down the motorway, which was, in these days, if you got caught doing that, it'd probably jail you. And because you had a sports car, it wasn't a very good one folks. I mean, it was a cheap one, I couldn't afford a good one, but anyway, I couldn't even afford the insurance hardly. But anyway, you were always getting stopped with a police in it, and because you were scooting about like Stirling Moss. And there's a favourite saying of the police in the old days, when they stopped you, they would chap on the window and they would say, "Right, Stirling, out the car," because everyone was traced as, you know, a racing driver in those days. A famous racing driver was Stirling Moss, and you were always in trouble with them. As I realised as I was getting older, this was a silly idea, and so I started driving normal cars like Ford Escorts and things like that. But folks, the point is, the day, you know, I'm in my 60s now, and I've got anxiety when I'm driving, I've got stress while driving, mainly because of the same thing. People are up your arse trying to knock you off the road, they're doing everything to get by you, and it produces a wee bit of anxiety when you get older. And I think a lot of folk can agree with that, especially when you get over 50s and 60s and things like that. And is there a way to combat it? Well, folks, I think the only way to combat it is look at your good days when you can go out and it's not affecting you. I mean, I can drive all the way to the Isle of Skye from my home in the central Scotland, that's for 5 hours, and I'm not stressed at all. I'm really relaxed and happy going up these roads, because it's great big roads and you can bomb up there, and without any bother at all, nobody bothering you. But when you're in the town, where I stay, it's absolutely chaos. There's roadworks and traffic lights everywhere, there's people trying to get by you, there's all sorts of anger and stress and road rage about the place, and you get to that stage where you actually hate being here. For that reason, you don't want to drive. There's days where I didn't want to even think about going out in my car, I'd rather go out on my bike. And folks, I think that's common with a lot of us. Some of us are sweating, some of us our hands are shaking. With me, it's mere inward stress and anger I get. I start shouting, I start losing my temper. Now, is there ways to combat that? Now folks, we're just passing by the holy ground here, Falkirk Football Stadium, and if they win the day, they might actually get promoted to the Premier League and be facing teams like Celtic and Rangers next season, so best of luck to them the day. There's a strong wind blowing down here. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm trying my best to talk into the microphone, but it's absolutely howling a gale. As I say, I've got my winter gear on. But folks, back to the subject. Is there ways of combating it? Well, I look at it, and there's days I can, as I say, drive away to the Isle of Skye or away up to Pitlochry, but I find it hard driving in the town like Falkirk, my own town, and it stresses me out, and I get anger and rage and all that by all the hassle you get. Now, is that the same for you? Now, the only way I can think about to combat anxiety is you've got to gear yourself up. You know, before you leave the house, don't just go out in a rush and jump into the car and get all stressed. You've got to gear yourself up to face the anxiety that you might actually be feeling. You've got to hit it head on. You've got to combat it. My God, there's some wind here. And I feel sometimes when you gear yourself up and you say this isn't going to happen today, that you can find you're not so stressed. It's maybe about undoing the knots in your life, about, you know, because you've let it happen once or twice, you're going to let it happen all the time, but you've got to say, no, I'm not going to let this happen today. You've got to fight it. You've got to say, this is not going to happen today, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to be fine. And it's a wee bit like the 70-20 method, if you sort of call that, for want of a better sort of term. 70% of the time it's not going to happen, nothing bad's going to happen. Maybe about 10-20% of the time, maybe there will be, that'll be the times you're stressed. Now, the whole point is, don't get stressed, folks, and I say that to myself 1,000 times, and my wife gets angry with me because I'm no practicing what I'm actually preaching here, but we all lose it from time to time, and as I say, you're never going to 100% probably combat the way you're feeling about it, and but most of the time you can, if you just gear yourself up to no feel that way. You've got to, it's about psyching yourself out, folks. It's not about anybody trying to psych you out, it's about you trying to psych yourself out, and basically don't let it happen to you. Folks, we talk about different methods that are proven methods, and you got to think that probably 70% of the time, or 80% of the time, maybe even 90% of the time, or maybe more, that bad things didn't happen. It's only that wee percentage where they actually happen, and sometimes that's what's on your mind. I'm going to go out and I'm going to crash today, or whatever. But if you go out with a mind that you're going to crash, then that can bloody well happen to you. But go out with a mind that that's not going to happen, that you're in charge. You've got to get your brain sort of focused on the positives in life, that this isn't going to happen to me, and you're going to go out there and you're going to achieve things, you know. But if you have a negative attitude, you get nowhere in this life. It's all about being positive, folks, and believe you me, if you're positive when you're driving, and you can just sort of, you know, think before you lose your temper, think before you get yourself stressed, then it's going to be alright. You're going to get more confidence, and I bet you a lot of folk, probably like myself, you can drive for miles in the countryside, yet when it comes to the towns, and when it's a busy place, or when folk are in a hurry, when they're getting home for their work, they're trying to shove you off the road, all that sort of thing can just sort of blend in. You know, it's hard, I know, and I still find it hard, and as I get older I feel it gets harder, but you know, this channel's all about never giving up, folks, and maybe that's why you're subscribed, and that's my sort of philosophy in life: never give up, you know. not at the very last day anyway, when you're breathing your last. So come on, take an example, if you like, say myself, who is admitting that this happens to me, and but a lot of times, as I say, I can combat it by thinking a different way, by being more positive, and it doesn't happen every time, because a lot of times, maybe 1 out of 6 times, I'm losing my temper still, and I'm not coping with it. But it's up to you. Nobody's going to change it. It's going to have to be you. It's going to be your attitude, how you deal with it. And as I say, stay focused. Don't worry about people that's behind you. Look in front of you. And it's all about forward, folks. It's about going on. It's about being positive. It's onwards, folks. It's not about looking behind you. It's not about any of that. It's just about being positive. So that's what I'm really glad you listened to me today. If you have, and if you can take it on board, it'll maybe help you. So that's it, folks, and good luck with your anxiety while driving, folks, and wish me a bit of luck too, that I can maybe sort of combat this myself, because we've all got problems in life, but we've got to face them head on. We can't just sort of wash them under the carpet, because they'll just get worse and worse and worse, till the point comes where it'll take over your whole life, folks. So there you go. So we'll see you in the next video. You take care, and bye bye for now.